Welcome to Shakespeare Full Circle, a journey of a circuitous nature into the mind of the Bard of Avon, or as you become more familiar, Uncle Will. I'm your host, Qarie Marshall. Come here. I've got something to tell you. It's a secret. Just between you and me, so you can tell no one. I mean no one. Lips sealed, key in the river. You must be tighter-lipped than a Buddhist monk who just tasted a lemon. Keep it on the down low. Hush, hush. Silent, stumm, mute. To be perfectly clear, mum's the word. This phrase from our verbose avuncular playwright was heard for the first time in Henry VI, Part 2, performed sometime in 1592. In Act 1, Scene 2, we find Gloucester and his wife Eleanor discussing their dark dreams. The Duchess is suffering from what we might call thoughts of a Macbethian nature. She is obsessed with becoming queen, but there are certain impediments. She muses after her husband's departure that, much like Beatrice in Much Ado About Nothing, she is being held back by her sex and the constraints of her gender in society. She calls on Sir John Hume as an intermediary between her and a witch to answer the question of her ascension. She gives him money to complete the deal and departs.
What sayest thou, man? Hast thou as yet conferred with Marjorie Jourdain, the cunning witch, with Roger Bolingbroke, the conjurer, and will they undertake to do me good?
This they have promised.
It is enough. Here, Hume, take this reward. Make merry, man, with thy confederates in this weighty cause.
Hume must make merry with the Duchess' gold. Marry and shall. But how now, Sir John Hume? Seal up your lips and give no words but mum. The business asketh silent secrecy.
2 years later, Uncle Will would continue his tight-lipped description in The Taming of the Shrew.
Other silence do I see maids' mild behaviour and sobriety. Peace, well said, master. In case you feel.
3 years later, in his saga of the hunchbacked King Richard III,
How now, what say the citizens?
Now, by the Holy Mother of our Lord, the citizens are mum. Say not a word.
Uncle Will was so fond of this usage that he would employ it in The Tempest, Measure for Measure, and King Lear.
I am better than thou art now. I am a fool. Thou art nothing. Yes, forsooth, I will hold my tongue. So your face bids me, though you say nothing. Mum.
Being mum or speaking mum would continue to be used in that form through the end of the 19th century. It originates from Middle English, where the word mum was meant to be silent, which may derive from the Latin word mutus, where we get the word mute. In the East End of London, a common greeting phrase was, "What's the apple?" employing some rhyming slang, apple core, score. What's the score? This was employed in a slightly different way on the East Coast of the United States with "What's the word?" And in 1963, the Trashmen would unequivocally announce that the answer was... So the transformation from mum's the word was relatively seamless as shorthand for silence, used in common speech ever since.
Mum's the word. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go home and have a heart attack.
Also, have a little think of the physiology of the word. Where are your lips? They're pressed together, right? Try saying anything like that. One last interesting point. In the original version of Henry IV, Part 2 that was published in the 1594 quarto, John Hume was billed as John Hum. But keep that just between you and me. Well, alas and alack, my friends, that's all we have time for. Join us again next time for another circuitous journey into the mind of Uncle William. I'm Qarie Marshall. Farewell until next time. Today's excerpts were from the BBC Archangel recordings of Henry IV Part 2, The Taming of the Shrew, Richard III, and King Lear, as well as a bit of Vincent Vega from 1994's Pulp Fiction. Shakespeare Full Circle is a production of WGTE Public Media. You can learn more and download all episodes at wgte.org/sfc or wherever you get your podcasts.